There is a specific kind of exhaustion that only shows up at bedtime, not the busy exhaustion from school drop offs or therapy appointments, the slow, stretched, thin exhaustion that starts around 7:12 p.m. when you think, okay, tonight we're starting early, and somehow 2 hours later, you are still negotiating pajamas. If you're raising an autistic child, bedtime often isn't a simple routine. It's a marathon disguised as a transition. And when the rest of the world says, just stick to a routine, it can feel almost dismissive because you do have a routine. You've had one for years, but the routine still takes 2 hours or more. Today, we're talking about why that happens and how to approach bedtime in a way that supports your child's nervous system instead of fighting against it. Ready? Because this is Kind Parent Collective. Less perfect parent, more real one. Bedtime is not about sleep, it's about transition. For many autistic children, bedtime isn't hard because of sleep itself. It's hard because of what bedtime represents. It's the final transition of the day. And transitions require executive functioning, emotional regulation, sensory adjustment, and predictability, all at once. During the day, your child may be masking at school, following instructions, navigating social expectations, managing sensory input. By evening, their nervous system is often depleted. So when we say time for bed, we're not just asking them to lie down. We're asking them to shift states from stimulation to stillness, from interaction to solitude, from control to surrender. And that is neurologically demanding. When we reframe bedtime as a regulation shift rather than a compliance task, everything starts to make more sense. The hidden sensory layer. Even when a routine is consistent, sensory input doesn't magically turn off at night. In fact, it often becomes louder. The hum of the air conditioner, the feeling of pajamas against skin, the weight or lack of weight in a blanket, the change in lighting. During the day, distractions can mask sensory discomfort. At night, in the quiet, those sensations take center stage. Some autistic children resist pajamas not because they are being difficult, but because the fabric feels wrong, or because the tag scratches, or because the temperature shift from bath to air is jarring. Some struggle to lie still because their bodies are still buzzing from accumulated input. When bedtime stretches to 2 hours, sometimes what we're really seeing is a nervous system trying to recalibrate. And recalibration takes time. When the body is tired, but the brain is not. One of the most confusing bedtime dynamics is when your child clearly looks exhausted, rubbing eyes, yawning, yet becomes suddenly energetic the moment the lights go off. This isn't defiance. It's often a second wind driven by cortisol. If the day involves stress, overwhelm, or masking, the body may have been running on adrenaline longer than it should. When the environment finally slows down, the stress chemicals don't disappear instantly. The brain can actually become more alert at night, and when that happens, lying in the dark can feel uncomfortable instead of calming. Some children start talking more, asking more questions, getting out of bed repeatedly, not because they want to stay up, but because stillness feels unfamiliar or even unsafe to their nervous system. The 2-hour routine as connection. Here's something many parents don't say out loud. Sometimes the 2-hour bedtime routine is the only unhurried connection point of the day. No school pressure, no therapy goals, no rushing out the door, just you and your child. If your child seeks extra books, extra hugs, extra questions, sometimes that's not about avoiding sleep, it's about extending safety. Bedtime can feel like separation, and if your child struggles with anxiety or simply craves predictability, they may stretch the routine to maintain closeness. This doesn't mean you must stay for 2 hours every night, but it does mean that shortening bedtime abruptly without addressing the need for connection can backfire. Sometimes the length of bedtime reflects emotional needs, not just sleep habits. Why? Just be firm rarely works. Advice often sounds simple from the outside.
Put them back in bed.
Don't engage.
Be consistent.
Consistency matters, but firmness without regulation can escalate things quickly in a neurodivergent household. If your child is dysregulated, adding pressure increases dysregulation. When the nervous system feels cornered, it moves into fight, flight, or freeze. That's when bedtime becomes a battle. Is it sensory discomfort, anxiety, a need for reassurance, delayed regulation from the day? When we respond to the underlying need, bedtime often shortens naturally over time. Not overnight, but steadily. Building a bedtime that supports regulation. Rather than focusing only on efficiency, consider focusing on nervous system support. What helps your child shift from alert to calm? For some, deep pressure input before bed makes a difference. For others, dim lighting an hour before bedtime reduces sensory shock. Some need movement first, jumping, pushing against a wall, carrying something heavy before they can settle. You might experiment with a visual countdown so transitions feel predictable, or incorporate the same calming sequence nightly so their body begins to anticipate rest. Bedtime routines for autistic children are less about strict timing and more about pattern safety. When the body feels safe, sleep follows more easily. Letting go of the comparison trap. It's easy to compare your household to others. You hear that other children are asleep in 20 minutes. You see social media routines that look calm and seamless, and you wonder what you're doing wrong. But neurodivergent children often require longer decompression periods. That doesn't mean you failed at structure. It means your child's nervous system has different pacing needs. And when bedtime takes 2 hours, it doesn't mean you lack boundaries. It may simply mean you're parenting a brain that transitions differently. Protecting your own regulation. Here's the part we cannot skip. A 2-hour bedtime routine is draining. You are allowed to feel tired. You're allowed to want your evening back. Supporting your child's regulation does not mean abandoning your own. Sometimes that means alternating bedtime responsibilities with a partner if possible. Sometimes it means simplifying the routine instead of adding more tools. Sometimes it means reminding yourself that this stage will not last forever. Your nervous system matters too. And when you approach bedtime from a regulated place, even imperfectly, your child feels that steadiness. If bedtime in your home stretches longer than you wish it did, you are not alone. You are parenting a child whose brain processes transitions, sensory input, and regulation differently. Kind parenting is not about perfection. It's about seeing the nervous system behind the behavior. And it's about remembering that even long bedtimes are still moments of connection, even when they feel exhausting. And that matters more than how long it takes to turn the lights off. Remember, if today was rough, you still did enough. Catch you on the next one.